Entrepreneurs Over 40, Episode 40, featuring Dr. Hank Seitz talking about how changing your mindset can help you increase your business, add more income, and just feel better altogether.
We do the asking, ask and you shall receive. Well, we do the asking, those thoughts turn into emotion, which the scientists call energy. So in essence, our thoughts are energy. Then according to the scientists, that energy then creates matter, M-A-T-T-E-R. And this is why thoughts become things.
You're listening to Entrepreneurs Over 40, the show for somewhat mature entrepreneurs and side hustlers. And now your host, Greg Mills.
Our guest today was involved in a car accident 5 years ago that left him paralyzed from the waist down. Fast forward to today, and he's a walking miracle. His primary focus is to help others with their mind, body, and spirit, and get back to the deliberate co-creators that we all can be. In the past, he had worked as a GM for Proctor & Gamble for 15 years. He's owned a mortgage company and real estate brokerage. He has been the CEO of an oil company in Guatemala and the president of Jana. He's obtained a bachelor's degree in business, master's degree in psychology, and PhD in mental science, all from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. He is also an author of 15 books available on Amazon, as well as an ordained minister. He is happily married with 3 sons and 5 grandchildren. Without further ado, let me introduce you to Dr. Hank Seitz.
Well, hello, and thank you so much, Greg. I just love your podcast and what you're doing here, and your main focus with Entrepreneurs Over 40. So you guys are going to love this. It's going to help you increase your business, have more income, and just feel better all together. So thanks for having me on the show.
Well, thank you for being here, Dr. Hank. Can you take a few moments and fill in the gaps from that intro and bring us up to speed with what's going on in your world today?
Sure, you bet. Actually, one of my books is called The Happiest Man in the World, and it basically explained that I was living like all of us have. We've been up and down based on what's happening in our world. And so again, I'll talk more of the entrepreneur language, that if we get a deal, we're real high. If we lose a deal, we're real low. And so it's kind of a roller coaster. And I've been blessed to understand how to get off that roller coaster and get on a train to everything that we do want, and to literally be able to realize our dreams. So I have helped thousands of people around the world, hundreds of corporations, mainly Fortune 100 companies, to understand on how powerful our thoughts are and how thoughts become things.
Okay, well, let's talk about that some then.
Yeah, you bet. Well, so, we've probably all heard thoughts become things, and most of us say, that's not true. I've been asking for more business or whatever, more money, more income, a relationship, whatever. I've been asking and I'm not getting my stuff. And so normally most of us are in a position of, where is my stuff? And that actually will slow all of us down. So what I've been teaching for almost 30 years, and with science, all of science, quantum physicists, molecular biologists, that they've all, neuron scientists, that they've all agreed now, again, just within the last 5 years, on how to create anything in our lives. And according to the scientists, they say that the first step to create anything is with our thought. It's our all-powerful thought. So we have 60,000 thoughts a day, Greg. And out of those 60,000 thoughts, about 80% of those thoughts are unwanted, or what most people would call negative thoughts. And then beyond that, 95% of the thoughts that we have are the same thoughts that we had before, which means we get the same tomorrow. because our thoughts truly do create things. So according to, and what I do is I help people to be able to think more about what they want and stop putting so much energy into what you're seeing right now. And we'll get into that later. But back to the scientists, they say our thoughts creates energy. And this energy to all of us, really what that is it's our emotions. And our emotions really do the creating. We do the asking, ask and you shall receive. Well, we do the asking. Those thoughts turn into emotion, which the scientists call energy. So in essence, our thoughts are energy. Then according to the scientists, that energy then creates matter, matter. And this is why thoughts become things. Now, what the scientists left out is how does our higher power, how does our higher power play into all of this? And really that's where that we ask, the Father does the work, and then we receive. And so for us to let go, Christ put it, the meek shall inherit the earth. And I never understood that. I thought, like, who wants to be meek? Who wants to be a little wimp? But actually what that means to be meek is to be quiet and to quiet our minds. And in the silence, then our higher power will literally give us all the answers and solutions that we need and make us a magnet to attract everything that we desire.
Okay. So how come this is not being taught like in schools?
Right. Great question. I love your question, Greg, because, why aren't people? Because what I call it is mass consciousness, if you will. And so what they do is they say, hey, we're going to teach you how to manipulate the world to get what you want. So we have been brought up to believe that we're looking at right now in our lives, our business isn't good enough, our relationship, we just got into an argument, whatever those things are, that we look at that and we say, well, this is reality. But Greg, I just shared with you, where it all starts is our thoughts. So really what we're looking at right now, the what is our current experience, that it's really old news, and that it is our thoughts. And when we improve our thinking and think more about what we desire, about what we want, more positively, if you will, that we will get it. So that's why in these institutions, the schools and undergraduate and graduate and colleges, that they are teaching, hey, here's how to manipulate, understand the world. But we all know this is an inside job. And so it's the kingdom within us. In fact, one of my books is called Your Royal Path to Riches. And this is talking about how to be able to think properly in order to get the things that you want, and also the amazing subconscious mind. And again, a lot of these things, so kind of answering more of your question, when Napoleon Hill came out in 1930 and wrote Think and Grow Rich, that this was way over the top. How can and he talked about his angels and creating this board committee in his mind of all these people that were successful. And in fact, that's really the start of where boards of corporations came from, et cetera, because when we put our minds together, we could create so much. So thus, this really, my teaching is, it really wasn't even exposed to the world less than 100 years ago, which is just a drop in the bucket compared to all of time. But more and more people are realizing that we actually are the co-creators of our experience. And each one of us create our experience, and we do so with our thoughts, with our feelings. And then again, the Father does the work. And then the only other thing we need to do is allow it in. We usually are stopping the things that we desire, that we are stopping them. And because we don't allow the answers because we're too busy chattering away in what I call the drunken monkey. And the drunken monkey is this the little chattering that we have in our minds. And so imagine that it's the thing that keeps you up. It's the thing that says, hey, I got to do this and I got to work hard, and why didn't you do that? The person that badmouths any of us more than anybody is our own selves. And so we don't allow, I call it Abe, we don't allow, we don't believe, and we don't expect. And this has a lot to do with our upbringing. We were told as children, children should be seen and not heard. So we were told to basically shut up. Okay. And because that made our parents or whoever feel better. But there's also some other phenomenal things that happen, such as just our thinking about money, that the root of all evil. And as you mentioned in your wonderful intro, that I'm an ordained minister. And the reason why I went to 4 years of seminary school is to understand this God thing, if you will. And one of the things I understood is that paragraph about money is the root of all evil, the love of money is the root of all evil. Actually, what it was saying in there is to put God, know that God brings everything to you first. So everything comes from God. And that the money, because in Christ's time that wealth was one way to measure wealth was with sheep. Well, certainly if I got a sheep under my arm, that sheep is in the root of all evil. And so we've had a lot of upper things such as don't talk to strangers. Do you know, Greg, that the number one fear in America is public speaking, over and above death? And the reason why is because we have all been conditioned. Hey, don't talk to strangers. What, they're going to give us candy? But of course, our, parents, they meant well, but, really wasn't very well for our well-being. And so we were brought up with this notion that, you got to watch out for strangers. They're really bad. And so thus, if we think about it, every new client we get, our spouse was a stranger, significant other, that really everybody was a stranger initially. And so this is where we really need to understand that a lot of our beliefs don't serve us anymore. And like when we were told at 5 years old, the filthy rich, and we said to ourselves, I don't want to be filthy. So thus, I'm not going to be rich. And really, money just equals freedom. So this teaching, even though it's more and more out there, it really is just, even back in the 1930s, they were calling it new thought, whatever. So this is so new compared to the lifespan of humanity, if you will. This is really new information, but it's becoming more and more well-known. For example, a movie, The Secret, came out. But you're exactly right. None of the things that I teach are in any school. And we're not brought up with this. And that's why people can literally, instantly turn around their lives just by simply controlling and managing how you think and also how you feel.
Yeah. Now, can you give us an understanding of how to do that?
Yeah, sure, you bet. So, and again, I have a lot of different roles, business roles, whatever. But my soul's passion is to help myself and others become our greatest possibility. And so, to really get into on. How do I change my thinking? How do I improve my thinking? And what I have created, and I channel with divine intelligence. And so I just get these answers and solutions because I'm asking for them. And so I literally have this whole teaching on how life plays and how to have life play more on your behalf. One of the things I have, Greg, that I think everybody would love is what's called the Joy Shop. And it's normally available just with my coaching. But for you and for your listeners, if you email me, and it's real easy, my email is drhank@drhank, so Dr. Hank at drhank.biz. Biz, B-I-Z. And if you email me, I'll send you this Joy Shop. And what the Joy Shop every day, it just takes about 15 minutes every day in the morning. But what it does is it helps to put you in a better mood, if you will, as I call it, raise your vibration. And then you start writing down things like what you desire, and you're going to be more and more clear about what you really do want. I'll give you an example of that. Just yesterday, I was coaching one of my mentees, and they are all over wanting to have more money. And they want to make $3,000 a day, okay? And they're just pushing. And the reason why we do anything or desire anything is because we think we're going to feel better at that. On having more money or whatever. In his case, he felt that if he had that much money, he would really feel good. He didn't realize it was just about feeling good. He just thought, all that money every day, and he could live the life that he wanted. So I asked him, share with me just one thing, and I'd like all of us to think about this. Share with me just one thing that really recently, that really made your heart sing, that you just loved. And so he shared with me on how he actually, because he's been coaching with me for a while, that he was let go of his job. And he actually saw the blessing in that because he felt more free than he ever had. So the first one was that he was able to feel this freedom because he wasn't under this, 40 hours a week and a boss and, all of that stuff. And so then I asked him, give me a second one that you want, that really, you love. And this is for your whole life. Think about your whole life. What made you just feel the best? And he said, I remember when I was younger, my mother would make it. She called it a salad, but it had noodles and different meat and whatever in it. But she said, my mother had the salad, and I couldn't wait for the salad. It's the most delicious meal, and I just loved it. And we had it around holidays, and he got so excited. And then I stopped him, and I said, I asked you what made you feel best, and you never brought up money. But see, you think that this money is going to bring it. Really, you just need to make that salad of your mom's, okay? That you just need to ask. And it's this idea about when we have a challenge, let's ask. And who are you asking? Your higher power. And ask for guidance. Ask for support. And you will literally be given the thoughts to be able to have what you desire, experience that. But it'll also make you a magnet to attracting the people and the circumstances and events for the things that you want. And again, I've worked with Fortune 100 companies that they've all just had amazing results, that I've helped people overcome cancer. In fact, my PhD was at Moffitt Cancer Center on looking at two wings. And one wing, we actually thought, and we could use even the word prayer, if you will. We prayed for one wing for their health and their well-being. And the other wing, we didn't think about them. We didn't include them in our thoughts at all. And statistically, they were all very at the same stage level of cancer. And the ones we actually prayed for, thought about what we wanted for them, health and well-being, they statistically significantly increase their health. So that's how powerful our thoughts are, is that not only can we help improve our lives, but we can improve the lives of others as well.
Now, on a quantum level, do you understand how that works, or?
Yeah, sure. You bet, on a quantum level. So when you look at quantum physicists and molecular biologists and neuroscientists, that everything is energy. And so, and don't take my word for it. Again, this has been proven by science now, what I'm sharing with you, just put in a different perspective, personalized for you and for all of us, that, hey, we can do this too, and we can have it the way that we want it. And so so the main point on all the quantum, these different disciplines of science, that what it's all about, which Einstein stated as well, is that everything is energy. The whole universe is energy. Our thought is, in essence, energy, and that energy, our thoughts, create our emotions. And our emotions, if you think about a topic for about a minute, that our emotions from our thoughts create emotions, and then that energy, those emotions, that then is like a signal being sent out to your higher power saying, here's what I want, with no judgment. So if you're thinking about, I'm coaching a mentee in around the world. I coach with people, and one is in Israel, and she's a real estate investor, and in less than 6 months, she's doubled her portfolio. She also has MS and multiple sclerosis. And I helped her to realize, doctors just call this, it's just dis-ease. And as you become easier, you'll be able to create the things that you do want. So she emailed me, though, Saturday and said, your teaching, everything works absolutely, but not this one time. And I smiled because I thought, not this one time. What is this one time that you're not getting? And she said, well, I was telling myself and everybody else that I'm not going to get COVID. And there it is, that the answer was right there. She was thinking about COVID, even though before the sentence, before that word, it was, I don't want. That what your higher power recognizes is the emotion that you're emitting. And she was emitting the emotion of COVID-19, which is sickness and illness. And of course she got it. So I told her, this works perfectly. You got what you asked for, whether you want it or not. And so you have to watch out about what you're asking for. And so like on again, a good example is money. And for us entrepreneurs that, and I'm independently wealthy. And how did I get this way? Through this teaching, what I'm sharing with you. And it's real easy and simple. So you don't have to go through, spend weeks on this or anything. Just every morning for about 15 minutes and then pay more attention to your feelings. You don't even have to monitor your thoughts. It's within my feelings because my thoughts create that feeling. And if I feel bad, it means I'm not thinking about this situation, this subject properly in the way that I want it. And so that's why it's also important to want to feel good, because when we feel good, it means you're on your lighted path.
Okay. Now, what are some of the tools that you use to do this? Are we talking about affirmations, hypnosis, or some combination thereof?
Yeah, that's a great. So, for example, the Joy Shop that I'm giving to you and your wonderful audience, all you guys out there, love you. That the Joy Shop is a way to improve your thinking. Another technique that I use is, so we have to understand that this world really is amazing. This Mother Earth has everything we want in it and everything we don't want in it. And it's for us to choose whether or not we're going to focus, because whatever I focus my attention on grows. And it's up to us to choose on what we want, not what's in our life going on right now, what the amount of money in our bank account is or whatever. What it is about what I desire, what will be. And when I'm thinking about what I want, then I will start getting more of what I want. Now, all of us, no matter how much money you are, no matter how smart you are, how educated, blah, 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 that all of us are going to always experience some level of contrast, things we don't want. And the reason why is, if we didn't have this contrast, we couldn't birth the thoughts and the feelings of a better future for us. We would just all be, and it would take the eternity out of all of us. Our desires, each one of you, are so vitally important to all of humanity, to God, all that is, to the universe. You are vital, because your desires, your all important desires, literally take thought beyond where it's been before, take feelings beyond where it's been before, and you literally put the eternity into you. We all have eternal life into you and all that is. And for us to really embrace this understanding and knowing that this contrast we're always going to have. Now, in answer to your question, as far as another tool, that it is, and so I'm going to actually give it to you, and I would recommend that you write this down and start exercising this, if you will. And that is, when you brush up against contrast, I had an entrepreneur that I was working with this morning. I just worked with her. This is her second month, and she had the biggest month she ever had. And this is always what happens, because literally we can create it when we stop shooting ourselves in the foot, if you will, and saying, oh, I can't have that, or I can't do that, etc. But today she said, oh man, I'm so upset. And I go, why? Because upset will just bring you more upset. And why do you have that? And she said, well, this afternoon, I don't have any leads to call. And I went, oh, that's such a blessing. And she went, what? And I said, yes, because now, and so what the technique is, you simply say, this is what I don't want. In her case, this was the leads. Okay. This is the lack of leads. This is what I don't want. And now you ask, and you're asking your higher power, what do I want? And so again, to write down those two things, this is what I don't want. And then to ask, what do I want? And you will start getting answers like, wow, I want more easy, affordable leads. I want leads to be able to, that are great leads, wonderful prospects that turn into customers. And so she started on this rampage of the thinking about, oh yeah, and I want to grow my business. And so actually this is a blessing, because I wouldn't have been building the energy on more of what I want if I wouldn't have had the contrast.
Now, you talk about new thoughts bringing new opportunities. Can you go over that a little bit?
Sure. And one of the easy ways to get more of what you want is, first of all, to ask. And ask what? I want to increase my imagination. I like looking at, I call our imagination God's playground. Whatever you can imagine, God can fulfill for you. And you just need to ask for it, and the Father will do the work. And then after you ask and the thinking of it, that again, you need to do this abing, allowing, believing, and expecting. And so when we're in that mode of being receptive, that we can actually then receive the things that we want. So to ask to expand your imagination. But the second thing, and really the most important thing, if you can start asking for answers and solutions, that we are so used to thinking about, oh, I lost the deal, or I don't have enough money, whatever. And as Einstein again said, you cannot get an answer solution at the same energy that the problem, the issue, the unwanted occurred at. You have to shift your focus to answers and solutions. And when you do that, you'll start getting literally planted seeds in your mind on new answers, new solutions to be able to have the life that you want.
Okay. Now, I'd probably be a good example of this. You can ask me, so what do you want to do? And I'm like blank. So perhaps I need to be doing, what you're talking about, asking for, guidance with my imagination.
Yes, to ask. So to ask, what do I desire? Because, in my example earlier on the one person that said, oh, I just desire money, money, money. Well, you didn't even bring it up as one of the top things that made you happy. And believe me, us being happy, the prize of all of this life is for us to experience joy. And the second thing is for us to experience freedom. And so when you look at, so you could just simply ask for, show me the way. And that's another beautiful sentence to say, show me the way. Give me the answers and solutions. What do I desire? And if you will breathe deeply, about 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, and you do that for about a minute, about 6 deep breaths, that you'll literally be connected with your higher power. And all of a sudden, the answers will start coming. They may come right then. They may come tomorrow when you open up the car door. That all of a sudden, when you're in a non-resistant state, in other words, when you're ready to allow these thoughts in and the answers and the solutions, I guarantee you they will come, Greg.
Okay. Now, you probably know gospel means good news.
Yeah.
And if you turn on the TV or the radio or look on the internet, there's not a lot of good news. There's some, but not a lot. Do you recommend that we go on a news diet?
Yeah. Well, it's a great question. And let me share with everybody that, for example, the news media and on TV, they literally spend millions of dollars looking for the bad in this world. Well, I already shared with you, everything we don't want, the bad, if you will, is in this world, and everything we do want. If you're watching news, you're going to be surrounded by, like, COVID was just a heaven for me. All kinds of prayers were answered. My wife would always say, gosh, I wish there weren't so much traffic. Well, guess what? There wasn't any traffic.
Yeah.
Gee, I wish there wouldn't be such long lines at the restaurant. Guess what? The lines went away. So what I did is I looked for the wanted. And when you look for the wanted on what you desire, when you seek, you shall find it. When you knock on the door shall be open. And so for us to be able to recognize, what are you looking at? Typically, when people are watching the news, which the majority of it, it's at least this 80% unwanted, like mass consciousness, like most people are thinking, that no wonder why they're not very happy. And then the TV news reinforces all this and gets you thinking more of this. And it talks about things that we can't control. Mm-hmm. And there is another great thing to recognize. Don't think about anything that you can't control. I can't control COVID, who's the president, whatever. That, I could vote or whatever, but I can't control any of that. But I don't need to, and we can all stop the battle. The only battle there is the battle you made up. And so stop the battle, stop the sacrifice, stop the working hard, and instead allow the Father to do the work. Start asking to look for what you desire. So if I can't control it, what can I control? And all of us have the power to control the inner world, what the Bible calls the kingdom within us. And we can control that. And when you control that, manage that effectively, like I'm sharing, like I do to help people, that when you manage that, in fact, I have a new product coming out called Easy Money, Easy Life. And normally it's $297, just $297. And I'm going to offer your audience for $97. You just ask for it. And that product, it literally will increase your income. It'll make you happier. It's just amazing. It's basically my teaching condensed in, 3 videos, a book. In fact, Your Royal Path to Riches will be in there. Meditations will be in there. So all the tools that you need, the Joy Shop and everything, and you can have it all for $97, and it will change your life. And you can order it by Dr. Hank at drhank.biz and say, I want easy money, easy life, and that you will be given that. And so yes, turn off the TV, other than turn on things that are inspiring, uplifting. Maybe for you, it's the Olympics, not the politics of the Olympics, but to see those skaters skate and just the amazing physical ability. And they just continue to get better and better, just like the world has continued to get better and better. 100 years ago, there was way more poverty. 100 years ago, there weren't, things as cars and jets and there's so many things that are better. We have toilets, we have running water, we have phones, and it's a whole library. There's so many things going our way. But if you think and watch the news or whatever, so expose yourself to those things that you enjoy, that you like, that uplift you, that you laugh at. So my recommendation on, if you had a real big problem that just happened, go watch the funniest movie you can.
What would your funniest movie be?
Well, I love Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
And I just love that. And I watch that several times during the year. And it just makes me laugh on just, all the little things that are in there. And his son, not wanting to help. And he's walking away and saying, oh, sorry, I got homework. I got bills to pay. The kid's 8 years old or whatever. And it's just a way to laugh and to enjoy. And Apple has really come out with some great humorous comedies that, are enjoyable. But again, you can take a walk. Go out in nature, get a breath of fresh air, all of those things. You don't need money for any of this, that you can start enjoying your life more. You can be on your lighted golden path as you care most about how you feel, and then think more about what you desire. And you literally will be led to those movies. You will be led to how to get leads. And by the way, in that discussion about no leads, and then we recognized it was a blessing. Mm-hmm. In that discussion, we found a way. It was always there. See, everything's right under her nose. But we found a way for her to get more leads, better quality leads, and not cost her a penny. And so it's like, and if you're saying to yourself, well, that can't be possible, then you're right, not for you. But it was for her. And she was just ecstatic. And so this month, she'll build her business even more, and every month thereafter, because, see, she has been on the wanted side, asking for answers and solutions. And as we do that you will be amazed. The magic will start happening. But it's important to breathe, to relax, nothing tense. When you tense up, when you have fear, when you are not clear, don't have clarity, that all of those things, but you can have clarity. Simply ask, I want clarity of what I desire or whatever. That as you start doing these things and start getting into the flow of life, because we each have our own separate flow. And as you breathe deeply, as you think good feeling thoughts, I have a book called Good Feeling Thoughts, and it's 7 good feeling thoughts every day, and it's changed people's lives significantly. I had an entrepreneur that had the biggest opportunity and got on a radio station, a TV station, all because she just was asking for, give me more opportunities to build my business. And out of the blue, next thing she knows, she, I don't know, at least quadrupled her business because of that exposure that she attracted, because she didn't say, I want to be on radio, TV. She just said, hey, I want to build my business. I want to share my talents. I want to be able to serve more people, make more money. And then she was delivered all of a sudden these out of the blue things that came being interviewed on the radio, TV. But you have to expect it. You have to believe it. You have to allow the goodness of this life to flow into you.
Okay. Now that brings up an interesting point. How do you counsel somebody that they've been a little bit defeated? they've kind of given in to that inner voice where
Yeah.
hey, you're not good enough.
Yeah. And that inner voice, just to be clear, there's two voices. One is your higher power. The other one is what you were referring to, that what I call Drunken Monkey, because it's really just hilarious, comical on what it comes up with. It puts you into all kinds of things, and you get mad, angry, upset, fearful, and everything. That none of that stuff happens. That's like, oh my gosh, I just have to do it. But yes, I help people all the time, whether it's, with their health, they want to build their business, whatever. And so again, remember, everything's real easy. And all of our power rests in this red hot moment right now. And so if I'm thinking more about, I just want to feel good, that literally you will start feeling better and you'll start getting those answers and solutions on whatever was bothering you. Now, there are some things that bother people so much they just can't get away from it. And then my counsel is think about something else that you enjoy, that you love. Think about your first child being born. Think about your mother's salad, whatever that is, to be able to raise your vibration. And when I say raise your vibration, remember, everything is energy. And we have been blessed with the power of our thoughts to literally mold the energy that makes worlds, to mold that energy into our experience and to have it the way that we want it. And so to realize that we truly are these magnificent creators with our thoughts, that we can start having it the way we ask for. What happens is that we are maybe thinking this yellow and in this present moment, but then we go out into the day and let's, we get cut off, and then, we get a call that we lost a client, whatever, things we don't like. And let's call that red. Well, if you mix, and this is why people say, hey, I've been asking for this, but I don't have it. Well, no, you haven't been asking just for, I want more money. You've also been saying, oh, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough leads. I don't have enough business. So if I mix that yellow, all the things that I want, with that red, all the things I don't want, what color do we come up with? Orange. And you say, I didn't ask for oranges. And I said, oh, yes, you did. And so we can all get out of the mess we're in this red hot moment simply by asking, breathing deeply, asking for answers, asking for solutions. Christ put it, turn the other cheek. Stop looking and talking about it, Facebook and everything, what you don't want. Turn the other cheek and look at what you do want, Greg.
Okay. Now, you mentioned your program, Easy Money, Easy Life. You've got 15 books out currently.
Yeah.
And you said you're working on the 16th.
Right.
What will the 16th be?
Easy Money, Easy Life.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started it with the videos, the introduction to videos and everything, and then that coupled with other things in my meditations and everything that's in Easy Money, Easy Life will actually turn into a book. And so we're actively, my publisher's work is creating that help. I create it, they put it all together, if you will, and they tell me, hey, we need this and we need that. And so, so Easy Money, Easy Life. And the way to do that is you just want to get that energy going. And so if you clap your hand, you just go, Easy Money, Easy Life, Easy Money, Easy Life, Easy Money, Easy Life. And just love it and get into it and just start dancing around. And I have people that are dancing every day on this. They're going, Easy Money, Easy Life, Easy Money, Easy Life. And next thing they know, they wake up and voila. You got Easy Money, Easy Life. And we can all have it. We just have these beliefs saying, oh, I got to work hard. I got to sacrifice because we saw other people do it or whatever. Well, now you see me and the thousands of people that I've helped around the world. And you say, oh, there's a better way. There's an easier way in order to really, we were all meant to just be skipping along here, Greg, on our magical path, on our lighted path, our golden path, and just picking the low-hanging fruit of all the things that we desire. We have made the battle. Let's stop the battle. Let's retire the drunken monkey, say bye-bye to the drunken monkey, that little voice, and start calling forth your higher power and asking for those answers and solutions. Remember, we had talked about Napoleon Hill in the 1930s, wrote that. I got his original manuscript, and they edited out like 37 times the word vibration because it was just too much for people. So I rewrote that book and included the power of these feelings, because it's really, this is how we communicate with our higher powers, through our emotions. And so when you're feeling bad, this is telling you that I'm not thinking about this subject the way that my higher power is. Because in every particle, in every experience, every person, every anything, there is the wanted and the unwanted in it. And it's up to us to simply choose. Okay. And most have chose 80% of the time the unwanted. And so instead, you simply make the choice that I'm going to change this. And so, and again, I have very easy ways. It doesn't cost that. I used to have corporate America pay me $25,000 a person to be able to have this information. And you can get it for $97. You can email me and ask for some of this. So there's nothing in your way other than that drunken committee that doesn't have you stand up and stand tall and say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to contact Dr. Hank. I'm going to start just one step at a time. And in fact, my cell number is 214-753-7204. Again, 214-753-7204. So I've taken all your excuses about I don't have the money, I don't have the time, he's rich and famous, I can't get a hold of him. None of that. You just get a hold of me and I will help you to become your greatest possibility and have more of your dreams come true easily and quickly.
I can vouch that Dr. Hank is very easy to get a hold of. So what I was going to ask you is, which of your books for the people that are not in real estate or mortgage do you recommend that they start with? Yeah. Or is there a path that you recommend they go through?
Yeah, I really do. I think, and it's one of my more recent books, Your Royal Path to Riches. And you can get on at Amazon. Just look under, if you go to Amazon and do Hank, Hank, and then my last name is Seitz, S as in Sam, EITZ. And then maybe you can even put like Your Royal Path to Riches, that you will find my books. And they're all very affordable, that they're there. You can get them on Amazon, next day or whatever. I will even, if you say, hey, I don't want to, I'll tell you this though, that I used to give away, so I charged lots of money, and they got a big return on investment, and I became independently wealthy from that and other. I have 7 streams of passive income right now that come into me every day, month, on a regular basis, these streams of income. And again, if you don't have any streams of passive income, then, hey, let's talk. I will show you on how you can start doing this. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And so I think this Your Royal Path to Riches will help you to better understand the power of your thoughts, but also the relationship between our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. And I guarantee you that book will increase your income. I have a magical statement in there. I call them magical statements. And divine intelligence has given me these just amazing sentences that if you write them down every day, 21 times per day, that they literally will soak into your subconscious mind where all your beliefs are held, and that this will rise up what you're thinking about, like more income, and this will rise to the top in your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is in essence God in action, if you will. It kind of creates everything that we have, and you'll be able to understand that and realize more income. How fun is that?
Can you walk us through some of the services that you provide?
Sure. that, my passion is my coaching, and I just love to be able to coach one-on-one. It's an hour every week. It's $497 a month. There's no minimum, you don't need to do 6 months or whatever. When you get it, that, hey, you don't need me anymore. Great. Go on your merry way. And so that is my service that I love most. It probably is the most effective for people. I've never not, for those people that do the simple steps that I ask for, they've all become successful. And it's just a matter of doing that. So the coaching is very good. But and then, of course, I have, my books that are available. But I have other things, too, that, again, there's for $97, easy money, easy life, that it'll get you both of those things. But I also have mindset training and how to become a top performer, just amazing for entrepreneurs. That I have and different types of mindset training that are available that you can get. And that's video and not me live, with you. But I also have diagnostic tools that are the world's most statistically accurate and valid tools that I can measure how you think. And I can actually measure and generate out of how you think by taking this assessment your talents. We have 64 key talents of mankind. And I have a system that can literally identify all 64 of your talents to the 10th of the point from the highest to the lowest. And the beauty of that is you don't pay attention to what you don't want, which means the low ones. You're aware of them just so that you don't try to start doing that because you're not all that talented, but you leverage the higher talents. I also have, most entrepreneurs are in sales, whether you understand that or not, you're offering things. And I have a sales assessment that will show you the 6 steps of the sales process, where you are in each step, and how to build those steps on every one of those steps to help you become a more effective at sales, or I like using the word offerings, the offerings that you're providing your prospects and clients. And then I can measure your stress. And I literally have a stress quotient. And so this can be for, really all of this could be for individuals. It could be for your team, your organization, maybe 2-3 people, whatever, or big, huge organizations. I've worked with Proctor & Gamble, Chase, Essilor, largest lens manufacturer in the world. And I've worked with not only their executive, their sales teams, their customer service teams, but also with their clients. And so I've helped teach their clients so their clients can grow their business that grows my client's business, manufacturer or whatever it is, IBM, all these wonderful companies. And so literally, if you're looking to be, do, and have more, whether it's in your life, in your business, in your company, in your organization, that let's talk about it and let's see how I can help, because excuse me, that I guarantee at least a 400% return on your investment. And you'll get much more than that. That typically individuals, organizations get at least 1,000%.
Oh, let's get ready to wrap this up. Is there a piece of software or an app that you find indispensable for entrepreneurs to improve their mindset that you could recommend?
Well, so there are some meditation ones, for example, that are good. And so again, you can go online. I have my own meditations, though. And so I have guided meditations, and I have what's called paraliminals. The paraliminals tap into your subconscious mind, and they'll one subliminal. I have 21 of them. One is on how to improve your memory. So if you want to improve your memory, how to connect with your higher power, just all kinds of wonderful things. And so again, I would recommend probably, an app for, meditations. That puts you into what I call my step 4, just 2 things we need to do. It's about this asking how we think, but then also on how we allow. And the meditation piece of it is to open that up so you can start allowing the things that you've asked for to come in. And those are the only 2 things we need to have all of our dreams come true. And but I would really suggest, the reason why I'm not real hot on apps or whatever is, so for example, you want to just be hands-on with this. So for example, the Joy Shop is about you writing out your desires, you writing out what you appreciate, you becoming a deliberate creator and calling your day the way that you want it. So you're writing this. The reason why the writing is so powerful, again, because I'm a mental scientist, I kind of know this kind of stuff, if you will, is it helps internalize these ideas. It helps soak into the subconscious mind. So by writing it down, by repetition, that's why we see the commercials. Most people don't accept new ideas till at least the 6th time. What I would recommend is all of you watch this 6 times because you have missed most of this and what it is. And tomorrow you won't remember most of this. And so you really want to, be engaged in every way you can, mentally, emotionally, and physically engaged in the type of life you want to create. And so, again, that would be the app. I have the resources, though, for you for really any and everything. And as far as if you truly want to do and have more and do it the easy way, I could show you how to do that.
Okay. Now, I know you've covered this, but like you just said, people forget. So What's the best way for our listeners to find you online and to contact you?
You bet. Again, I like everything personal. I'm just that type of guy. I want to talk to you. I want to see how we can help each other, whatever. And so my email is drhank for Dr. Hank, drhank at drhank.biz, B-I-Z. So Dr. Hank at drhank.biz. You can also call me, text me, whatever, 214-753-7204. Or if you want to look at, some more stuff, my YouTube channel, I have videos. So go to youtube.com / and then it's Dr. Hank Seitz, Seitz. Another great way. My website, Dr. Hank Seitz, Seitz.com. So you will see, and I'm on, all the social media. And so I'm very accessible and under Hank Seitz, Dr. Hank, and Dr. Hank Seitz, and you will be able to easily find me. But it's really up to you to decide, hey, am I done swimming upstream and working and sacrificing and not getting everything I want? And do I want to just let go and start going downstream and taking all that low-hanging fruit of all my desires? Because all of our desires are downstream.
All right. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you, Dr. Hank, for being a guest on Entrepreneurs Over 40.
Well, thank you, Greg. A pleasure. Thank you, everybody. Know that you can be, do, and have it. If you have the ability to think it, that your higher power is a way to deliver it for you. So all the best. And remember, the most important thing is for each one of us to feel better.
If you'd like to leave feedback on this episode or suggest a guest, you can reach me at eo40show@gmail.com. That's eo40show@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss it or any other episodes.
Thank you for listening to Entrepreneurs Over 40. Check us out at entrepreneursover40.com. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or your favorite podcast directory.